Oh my goodness.
Stop it.
Okay, we've tried this. How many times have we tried this?
For the last hour.
Oh, welcome to episode 6 of the Love to Sew podcast. My name is Caroline and I'm coming to you today from Leicestershire in the United Kingdom, where I live with my family. Today is Wednesday the 4th of July, and today I have an extra special guest with me today. This is Helen, who you might know as Flora Honeypot on Instagram.
Hello.
Say hello.
I'm so nervous. Hello. I've got to remember to look at the camera and not at me. Hello.
Look at yourself.
No, I won't look at myself. Trust me, it's not a good view. Hello.
We have tried to start this podcast endless times this morning, and all we do is burst out laughing. So there may be lots of fun and laughter today. Let's hope so, anyway.
I think so.
Don't go and get stage fright on me, will you?
I'll try not to.
Today we are drinking Earl Grey in our matching Cathkiss mugs.
We are. We're the girls out with Kath. Posh Earl Grey. And I'm happy to say she's got a nice, decent sized mug, because we all know I like a large Earl Grey. Slurp time.
That's so good.
Who would have known that all this podcasting would make you so thirsty? I've got 2 drinks though.
It's all the talking. Or all the laughing.
It is. My second drink. Tonic. No gin in it.
There's gin in it.
No, there's not. It's just tonic. It's just tonic. But it's pink. It matches
She doesn't need alcohol. She's crazy enough as it is.
Pink drink to match my pink top. So,
yeah, we're doing the pinks today,
cheers,
aren't we?
my dears.
Cheers.
Put gin in it later.
Told you there was gin in it.
No, there's not. Really, there isn't. Not this time in the morning. I've got to drive.
Okay, so we have some finished objects to show you today.
We do.
Some works in progress and a little shop news.
Excited. And I'm privy to it. So exciting. I'm going to get me ordering.
Right, would you like to start with some finished objects?
Start? Shall we see what's in... Don't laugh.
What's in Flora's basket?
Every time I say Flora's basket, you know, there's something going on. I have my basket, my vintage basket, which goes everywhere with me because I'm just like an old lady. Well, I am an old lady.
Vintage too.
I am. Thanks for that. Yeah, love you too.
Love you.
I love you. Well, it was a case of digging something out, really. So I have a shawl here.
Shall I help you hold it?
You're going to have to help me hold it out. So it's quite a beast.
That's gorgeous.
It is. So I don't know whether... Can I say it? Is it blowing out? So this is the Pomelo Shawl, which is a free Ravelry download, and it is by, I've got her name written down here, Elisabeth Davis de Herraiz, who's also known as Elisiart on Instagram.
Wow,
and she actually designs lots of shawls and she puts them in the Simply Crochet magazine.
That's gorgeous.
Well, she had on Instagram quite a while ago, she had a bit of a crochet along with this particular shawl, and I think I've probably made about 7 of these now.
Wow.
And it is such an easy pattern. No, it's not, it's really difficult, it's so complicated. It's a 2-row repeat, but it looks so difficult. It is so
like
satisfying to do.
It's shell design.
It is, it's
Can you
kind of
see
like, yeah, you're the expert there,
It's
look.
so pretty.
I'm peeking over the top. I'm hiding.
So pretty.
So,
Where's the colours? So what size crochet hook did you use?
I use for this a 3.5. That's my hook of choice because I particularly like that size hook. I think ordinarily, the pattern recommends that you use a 4. So, but I like a smaller hook.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just, it comes out so lovely, and you've got to block it as well because when it's blocked, it just so opens the pattern out. It's really lovely. So this particular shawl took 200 grams of 4-ply Boopollyboo yarns in her colourway Pigs Might Fly.
I like that.
And then the bottom yarn was a 50-gram ball of Bordermill Alpaca. I can't remember the exact one, but yeah. So
I like the centrepiece.
Yes, the way it goes down the centre.
Yeah.
It's like a spine,
It's like
isn't
the
it?
2 joined together.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
So there
That's
we
lovely.
go. So, but I think
what yarn did you use? Have you said that already?
yeah,
you just said that.
Boopollyboo 4-ply yarn.
I was listening, really.
Of course you were. I think the thing is with a lot of people who kind of like aren't into triangular shawls, you tend to think of an old lady, don't you, wearing it? But you can wear it in so many different ways. And I'm not going to put it on.
Oh,
but,
go on.
Oh gosh, okay.
Just watch the candle behind you.
Singed.
Don't set it alight.
Call me Singe and Smythe. So you can do all sorts with it. I'm not going to do it.
That looks really pretty.
I'm going to stand up now.
That's
Cover my
lovely.
bazoomas up. There we go. So, woo. But you can wear that lots of different ways. And I think I've got put pictures on my Instagram feed of different ways of doing that.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Check that one out then, everybody.
Yes, of course. What have you got finished?
Oh, okie dokie. Right, I have a half finished object, which is this sock.
I love that yarn. I love that colour. Is that the one you started the other day?
It is. This one took me a week to make.
Oh my gosh.
So let me show you the pattern. This is the pattern by Ellie Jones, the Buttercup socks. Sorry to put it in front of your face, but I think it's the best way to show it. It's a really pretty pattern. So it has these gorgeous little eyelets on the side there, on both sides.
What kind of heel is that? As you know, I'm onto the
Well,
heel of
the
my
heel
very
I've
first
used,
sock.
yes, the heel I've used is actually from the pattern itself. I don't know if you can see that.
Can I do it?
So
Is
it's
it blowing
got-
out?
So, stop it.
So want
So
to
it's
do
got
that.
these little. It's got these little. Are they like little crosses? I don't know how to describe it.
Let me have a
Perhaps you
look
can
here.
see better on the pattern. Can you see that?
They are like little
On the heel?
crosses.
They are like little crosses, but it's so lovely and really pretty.
That is gorgeous.
I think you'd probably be able to see it better if I did it. I'd done it in the blue yarn, but I just wanted to have the blue at the toe. And what I did was
You cast on with that as well.
I
haven't
cast
you?
on with that. Totally copied SandraCherryHeart because I thought that's
Our
a
sock
really,
guru.
That's my sock. Yeah, it's such a nice way of adding a little splash of colour at the top without actually having the whole cuff in that colour. So it's just nice for a change. I've done cuffs in solid colours before, but I just thought it was nice. So. And I did the toe in the same, and it picks out the colours, the blues from the
It
sock
does.
really nicely.
It really makes those colours pop.
It does.
I think that's what I find with some of the shawls that I do. I try and go for a colour that's contrast for the border, so that it just helps the other colours that are in there. It just lifts them a bit and gives it a completely different dimension, doesn't it?
Mm.
I want to try that on now.
Yep. Later, dear.
Okay.
So the yarn I've used is from Lay Family Yarn, and it is, I'm going to try and say this without my teeth falling out. She sells seashells.
By the seashore.
Showing
Pepper,
off.
pickled pepper.
I can't say it quickly, but yeah, it's really pretty. But the mini was actually not from the sock set. The sock set had like a peachy colour with it, which is beautiful, but I wanted to use that with a different yarn that I've got. Also from Kelly, I can't remember. Oh, it's the Flora Honey Pot colourway. Because it's like
Yeah,
like a peachy,
Flora's Honey Pot.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's got like a peachy colour in it.
Yeah.
And I thought it would pick out the, having the contrast tone would pick out the peach in it.
Ah, yes.
So yeah, watch this space.
Yeah.
But this one was from a set of minis, pastel minis, that I bought I think a couple of months ago, and I just thought that contrasted really well with it. And I thought this was a blue, but actually it's more of a teal, isn't it?
It is, but it's,
But there's greens in there as well,
it's
isn't there?
really, really, really lovely in the flesh.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous. I don't know if you're seeing it. That's not too bad, is it? That's pretty good representation, isn't it?
That is, yeah.
But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I love it.
I love your sock blockers as well.
Oh, thank you. So I do actually I have started the other sock. So here's the ball of yarn, which I've still got quite a bit left.
Non-fattening cake, that is.
The best kind. Doesn't taste so good though.
No, it gets a bit stuck in the teeth and a bit chewy.
So I have started the second sock because I just love this pattern and I really want to get them finished. So I'm just at the heel now of that one. Love these little eyelet patterns on the side.
Like
really
that.
cute,
I
aren't they?
like that.
And that's the little mini.
I like
So yeah,
that too.
happy with that?
That's very nice.
Yours. I'll put that down there.
Okay.
And I'll put that down there as well. Out of the way.
Shall I get shawl number 2 out?
Yes.
Shawl,
So you've been a busy girl.
Well, what can I say? You know, I've turned my pattern over, looked my page over. I have got my notes.
I'm going to have a cup of tea while you're talking.
Oh, can I have a slurp as well first? Cheers, my dears.
Cheers, my dears.
Because that's what we're supposed to do on podcasts, isn't it? I've
Drink
been watching.
tea. Apparently.
So there isn't actually a pattern for this particular shawl that I've done, or shawlette,
Did
scarf.
you make it up as you went along?
Well, no, and yes and no.
Did you or didn't you?
No, it was inspired by.
Right.
So this is. I'm going to need your help. This one. It's quite a long one.
Oh, I say. Does that mean I need to put my tea down?
It does, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Sorry. There we go. Look, we can hide behind it. So. So this actually starts off, you go from corner to corner on this. So I did the blue bit first. So that's increasing on one side, not on the other. And then I decided I wanted a really long section in the middle. So it's like a caterpillar, isn't it? Like that. Yeah. Because I wanted to be able to put a really deep border on, and I've spent ages deliberating about the border and trying to find one that I wanted and doing the maths and everything else.
I like the fact that you've got the blue bit at the bottom of the cream border. That's really pretty.
Yes, I actually, do you know what, I must have frogged that and redid that about 3 times with different colours, and in the end what I wanted to do, because I decided to put let's see, so I decided to put just a cream border round first, just 1 row, and then just trim with this dark blue, which I've then also got, I'm looking underneath now, so I've also used then the same blue and then the dark blue, so the blue that is the body work, which I'll tell you about that in a moment, and then the dark blue there, and then I've actually, it's like a chain stitch that I decided to add through there, but I did do it with the crochet hook, and I really find that bit satisfying. So,
oh yeah,
you see, it just gives it that nice texture.
See that? Can you see that?
Yeah, just about.
That's lovely.
So the actual...
It kind of outlines it as well.
It does, yeah. And of course I've got a husband at home now that actually gives me good, honest opinions. Oh no, I don't like that. Oh, I like that though. Oh yes, I think you should use that. So this was under my husband's instructions.
Or as Simon, my partner, would say to me, oh, it really makes it pop.
Yeah. Pop, 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 pop.
What's it like?
Stop popping candy. So,
that's really pretty.
So the original pattern inspiration, and I promised the lady that every time I ever adapted or tweaked with her pattern, as I call them flora tweaks, that I have to give her credit for it, because the original pattern was from Jo Daffern, who is also known as Hooker Woolly on Instagram, and she has a Ravelry shop, and she wrote a pattern a number of years ago now called the Mocktail Shawlette, and this is... it's always been my go-to small shawl pattern, and I've just adapted it from that. I use a different stitch, I've used different measurements, but predominantly that's where the inspiration came from. So that is the best, I think it was £1.80 it is. I did look this morning, the best £1.80 I've ever spent. Wow. Yeah, other than chocolate or little bottles of gin. That is, sound like an alcoholic. And then the border, I used a YouTube tutorial because I'm notorious for doing that, and that is from a lady called Jada in Stitches, and it's part of a blanket that she was doing actually, but this part of the pattern is called a lady's fan, but then I managed to sort of adapt the end and finish it off myself. So I've kind of, there are
your
things
fan
in there.
shawl.
My fan shawl, I could do, but a fan keeps you cool, as a shawl keeps you warm.
That's true.
So yeah, Bluebell though. I'm kind of like calling it Bluebell because that's the name of the yarn. So
let's talk about that then.
Let's talk about the yarn because we've got to do that. So the yarn was Bluebell by Nora George Yarns. Hi Tracy, we're podcasting. I absolutely, it's one of my favourite yarns. I normally tend to go for pinks and things, but this blue with the shading on it is just divine. I have so enjoyed working with this. I did use a 3mm hook because I do like quite fine work.
It's kind of got purples in it as well.
It has. It's got purples and just the flecks of the dark blue.
Cornflower blue, isn't it?
Yeah, the flecks of the dark blue. That's why I think that dark blue works so well in that.
Definitely.
So
such pretty colours.
Yeah. It's actually not quite so bright probably in real life. Yeah. It's blowing out.
It's blowing out.
So that was one skein. In fact, I didn't use the whole skein because I've kept some for my Minnie's blanket. One skein of her 4-ply sock yarn, super sock. 75% Superwash Merino, 25% Nylon in Bluebell. And then the bottom, because I can't remember, you see, I've got to write it down. I'm getting old, what can I say? Was a 50-gram ball of Rowan Superfine Merino 4-ply. And then that was just something from my stash. So, you know.
It just looks like a bare yarn, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I just thought, you know.
So pretty.
So pretty. So pretty.
I love it. I love it too.
It's my shawl.
Yes, that is my shawl.
Don't start me off.
My shawl.
My shawl. No, I won't wear it because everything makes me itch.
Oh.
I get too hot. That's why I've got a fan, darling.
You need to sell it then.
I will.
Or
I
give
need
it
to
away.
give it away. Well, it could either be in my Christmas swap thing that I might do
yes,
again
that's a
this
good
year.
idea.
It could be earmarked as a Christmas gift, or it could go in my
Watch
Etsy.
this space.
Could go in my Etsy shop. Ooh, voting in now.
It's time for another cuppa. Well, not another cuppa. If I had
It's
two
the
of
same.
these, I'd be on the loo all day.
It's the same one. No, yeah, don't have too much and then laugh. That's how you have to test how good your pelvic floor is. Oh, don't.
Oh, Miss Flora, stop it.
Or I'm not. Should we discuss my little mishap the other day? I messaged you about. Perhaps not.
If you really want the whole world to know about it, then yes.
I don't really want the whole world to know that I had to go for a wee in a field and I weed down the back of my skirt. No. Oh dear.
What are you like? You were in the car for a really long time though,
I
weren't
was,
you?
yeah, well, do you know...
Needs must, you know? If you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, we'd driven back from Cardiff and it had taken quite a while, and then Mr. Honeypot was tending to his other women, his bees, and he was at the bees for about 3 hours, and I've been crying now, look. And I was sitting dutifully in the car. There's no way I was going to get out and put a suit on this
Doing your
weekend.
crochet.
I was hooking in a field.
Hooking and weaving.
Yes, and I had a very long flowing skirt on. I am known to wear a skirt every now and then, and nature called, and I was being very discreet out the back of the car in the middle of nowhere, and realised that I hadn't quite lifted the back of my skirt up enough. Thankfully, I had a bottle of water with me, so I rinsed my skirt, and it dried really quick.
I'm surprised you didn't have a bottle of gin.
No, I was driving. I do not sound like an alcoholic now. I'll go on to the tonic, dear.
Oh, I think we should move on.
Okay, yes, moving swiftly on.
Enough said about that.
Yes.
Right, my next finished object is half a finished object again because it's half a sock. No, it's not half a sock. It's
Half a sock?
It's
You
half a pair.
You can't have half a hole, you know. A hole is a hole, no matter how big it
It's
is.
half a pair.
It's half a pair. Well,
So
I
it's
like
one
wearing odd
sock.
socks, so, you know, for me that's fair. Yeah, it's a sock.
It's a sock.
Yes. Sock it to me.
So, here is my one sockaroonie.
One sockaroonie.
I didn't use any contrasting yarn here. Are you pulling faces behind my sock?
No.
Can you please behave?
Okay, sorry, I'll try. No.
So this yarn is from lovely Vicky at West Green Loft Yarns, and this is her vintage peony colourway.
I like that too.
Yeah. And I loved it so much. I didn't want to use a contrast. I just wanted to see the beauty of the yarn because it's gorgeous speckles.
It is, and it looks really nice on this pattern as well.
And the texture is really pretty. So the pattern.
Pattern. The pattern
I used. Would you like to see it?
Yes, please.
It's in my bag.
Can I fondle your
This
sock
is-
while
this is
you're
what-
while you're doing
This is
that?
one of my new bag designs. I made one for myself. These cute little Tilda rabbits on, and it houses my little Sybil pin. And there's a few of these left in my Etsy shop if anybody's interested.
And the colours go nice.
I know.
don't they? Was that coincidental?
I do like to matchy. What am I getting now? I've forgotten.
It's a smiley sock. Look.
So this is the... I'm going to drop it. Right, so these are the Hazelnut Crisp socks. I'm going to cover you up again.
Good.
No peeping.
I'm not peeping.
This is a pattern by Vanilla Wool. And, oh, is it a free pattern on Ravelry?
I have no idea.
Crumbs, I can't remember. Anyway, it's a beautiful pattern.
Oh, hang on. Isn't this the point where we say we'll put it in the show notes?
Oh, yes. Show notes will be
show notes.
down below.
Sorry.
Oh my god, this is awful. I don't think I'm going to even, you know, upload this.
Do you want to stop now?
I'm just going to watch it, you know, and have a giggle every now and again.
No, I don't.
Anyway.
I'll cough. Sorry. Serious.
So Marianne from Vanilla Wool, she has the most beautiful patterns. And I just thought the texture in this was so lovely.
It matches with what I'm wearing too, really.
Oh, you can't have it. Mitts off.
I like that. That's
so I have started the other one.
Oh.
Get me. You know what I'm doing? I'm knitting 2 socks alongside each other.
But different ones.
But different ones.
Isn't that confusing?
So, no. Oh. So by the time I get to the end, I'll have 2 pairs of socks.
Oh, you clever
How cool is that? And also, I don't get second sock syndrome because I finish one, and then I cast on this one down to about, you know, I do the cuff and just start the top bit, and then I carry on with my other one. So it stops me from getting a bit bored.
Oh, I haven't
and
even
thinking,
done enough to get
this is
bored
taking
yet.
me hours, you know. So I find that a really nice way to do it. And then by the end of it, although I don't have matching socks right now,
Matchy moo.
I will have
Matchy moo.
very soon because they're both at the heel.
Are on the go.
And I'm going away for the weekend this weekend to see a lovely friend. And Simon's driving, so I'll have lots of car knitting.
Oh no, I can't do that in the car.
I can if it's on like a motorway or an you know, dual carriageway, because if it's a country road, I get really dizzy. I have to look up. I can't look down, and I can't not look at my knitting. I have to look at it.
Yeah, I'm like that with my
crochet.
crochet.
Mistakes.
I have to look at it, and I fantasise about doing it in the car, crocheting in the car, and the odd occasion where Dave drives, the first thing I do is, I'm asleep. I can't. I would vomit. I really would. It makes me feel so nauseous. I can't even go on my phone in the car. I
never used to be able to. It's funny. I can't read when I'm in the car, but I can knit. It's really odd. But yeah, if I'm on country roads, I can't because there's too many turns, and then it makes me feel sick.
I sound really coarse, don't I? I wet myself this week, and I vomit, and I drink gin. What can I say?
Classy bird, aren't you?
I'm a classy bird, yeah. No, I like that. I like that. That would match with what I'm wearing now. But I can't go home with one sock on.
Get off my thoughts.
Sorry, I'm off your sock. I'm off your sock.
Right. Anything else?
I need your assistance.
Have we done all our finished objects?
Well, I bought the 2 finished objects, and
should we move on to whips?
Whips. Indiana Jones, he has a whip, doesn't he? Okay. Well, I'll before I venture into the knitting, I'll talk about my crochet.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
My crochet, and I'm using and this is where you try to pronounce it, isn't it? Sheepish.
Is it sheepish?
Sheepish.
Sheepish.
It's a whirl. I'm in a whirl. And this, I'm using it from the centre out, and it's just so satisfying because it's not bouncing all around the place. And this is called...
You need a project mode. Stick it in.
I do. I just bought my basket today.
Oh, you bought a basket.
My basket. I bought my basket today, darling, because I thought I'd be classy. You know, it's coming to Caroline Love to say Herraiz. There'd be my basket. Herraiz. In Leicestershire.
Leicestershire.
Yes, that's it.
Anyway.
It's called Caramel Care Blimey, not Caramel Core Blimey. That's definitely an A. Look at us, looking at the bottom of our glasses. Care Blimey.
Well, it doesn't sound right, does it?
It doesn't.
It needs to be core blimey, I reckon.
Does.
But it does look like an A.
Yeah.
Because that's an A, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's A.
Anyway, it's the brown one.
Caramel Care.
It's the brown one.
It's brown.
It's brown. And
do you want me to hold that?
Oh, you can hold that if you like. Let's just put a length, shall we? Let me just take my hook out. My trusted 3mm hook. Doesn't go with the project, it's purple. Now this is supposed to be that's bad English. This is supposed to be I'm supposed to be using a 4mm hook. So this pattern is by Daisy Boo Creations. She's so clever.
Oh, yes.
Now I've got to try and pronounce it. Palmyra Diamond Wrap. It's a paid for pattern. It's $3.95 at the moment, and it's on her website daisyboo.net. And it is. Oh, I love it when it changes colour.
That's so pretty.
Look at this. Or when it's blocked. It's the first time I've had a go at doing what's kind of filet crochet, darling.
Filet crochet.
Filet. So you put it your way.
What's filet in French?
Fillet. Fillet of fish. Filet. That's it.
That's lovely. That caramel colour is so pretty.
It's
I love it.
gorgeous. And when it's actually up against a darker background, you can actually see this diamond pattern opening out. It's so satisfying. I can actually do it now.
You can see
without,
it. That's really good.
Without using the pattern.
Oh,
get me.
They're quite intuitive.
Yeah, it's you can watch where you're going really.
So you're starting on another colour now.
I am.
It's so pretty.
I love it. You just with using these whirls, when you actually get the colour change going on, you just like. You get this little tufty little bit and you sort of smile because you know it's a new colour starting. So this is going to be a wrap.
So is it all dyed in one?
Oh, I've no idea. That's too technical for me.
Are they tied when they change colour?
It's kind of like, so far I haven't found any knots. It's kind of like a little bit fluffy where the ends I think are applied. That sounded good, didn't it? Applied together.
You sound like you know what you're talking about.
I
think I'm going to sneeze.
Oh yeah.
It might be the yarn.
Is it? Why?
I'm just going to... Never knows. Bear with.
I'll keep talking.
I don't think I'm allergic to it, no.
Anyway, she's just over there wiping her schnozzle. We're really professional, aren't we?
Good job I bought a tissue, hey?
It is, hey? Yes. So this pattern is just... Oh, I love it. I really do love it. And I think when it's done and it's blocked, it's going to be really, really handsome. So,
can you wear it though?
I will be able to wear it because it's cotton.
Is it cotton?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
But
it's got acrylic in it as well.
Yeah.
Won't that bother you?
No, that won't.
Because I started knitting. Do you remember the Hotel of Bees shawl?
Yes, I started that and gave up.
Crochet.
No, I gave up on that one. I wasn't gelling with that one.
Oh, I did it. And I started with.
What did you use for yours?
Sheepies. It was sheepies. It wasn't obviously a whirl. It wasn't a whirl. It was different balls of yarn. But first of all, it made the back of my hands get a rash.
Right.
So I didn't know if it was the acrylic in it. And then I didn't really like how it looked. I did probably about that much of it. But of course that's quite a lot because you start on the long bit.
Yes.
So I done a lot. And
then
I thought I can't do this. It was probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches
God, that's quite
wide.
And you got onto the honeycomb?
Long. Do you want me to go and fetch it?
I'll go and fetch it.
I'll go and fetch it.
Go and fetch it. Yeah, let's have a see. Let's have a see.
I'll keep on talking.
I'll keep talking.
To the peeps.
I'll keep talking to the peeps. Good afternoon. This is Flora Honeypot's podcast. And I have a guest with me today. It's Caroline Love to Sew. She's just gone off upstairs to get a project. Yeah, this will be a blooper in at the end. Yeah, this design is just so lovely. Really is. I love it. I'm probably showing way too much of it now and I'm peeping over the top. But I absolutely love the colour changes. I'm going to stand up now. Look, she's back. My guest is back.
Guest?
Yeah. So that I can sit and I do have to watch what I'm doing because it's just more about the counting and making sure that I've got the right stitches at the ends really, and then I know I'm on the right row. But that's a doddle. That one.
It's really
lovely. I shall make another one in a different colour.
Are you making it for a particular occasion? Or
I'm just making it because I'm just a prolific hooker.
So here's my Hotel of Bees shawl.
Oh, you did loads. Ah, right, okay, it's quite woolly.
Yeah, this one is lovely. This isn't the sheepies.
No.
This, oh crumbs. If you want to know what this is, look on my Ravelry page because all the details are in there. I can't, it's over a year ago.
Yes.
I can't remember what I had for dinner last night, let alone what I did a year ago.
Honeycomb, you see, this section here is the fillet, which is what I'm doing, isn't it?
So in the other yarn that was making my hands sore, I'd done up to about there.
Right.
I think I'd done this bit, this honeycomb bit. So, and as you can see, that is the longest bit. So,
Yes.
so, you know,
it was a lot then.
But I knew that if it was making my hands itch, there was no way I was going to wear it around my neck.
Do you wash yours or soak them in anything to soften them up?
I use soak, actually.
Soak. I think I've got some sachets of that. The other one that I've used is, and I can't remember the Elcan. I can't remember what it's called, but it's lovely. It has actually made a difference to things. But I'm so sensitive.
Woolly.
Even
but I do wear it.
Yeah. If I had it over the top of something, I'd be okay. But next to my skin, I tend to find that I'm so sensitive to the little prickles.
Yeah. It's such a lovely pattern. It's so clever. So clever.
It is very good.
So it's sort of, you know, the different sections repeat.
I love this.
So you've got the open honeycomb, then you've got the bees, then you've got the closed honeycomb.
It tells you the story of a bee.
Yeah, and then the wings.
Trust
then
me, I
again,
know.
repeating. Yeah. Would you like it? You can have it if you like.
No, you can't say that.
So yeah, and also the colours I'd chosen previously I didn't like in the end. It was like a pale green and cream, and it just wasn't popping at all.
No.
So I thought, well, I'll go for the raspberry red and the pale pink with the cream.
That's really, really pretty.
Which looks much better. In fact, do you watch Potter and Bloom podcast?
I have.
Yes. So I ended up using the same type of yarn that she used for hers, but just different colours.
Yeah.
I think she used like it's like a greeny beigey colour for this end, almost like a mustard.
See, my head says to me,
and then she used pale pink at the end.
Yeah,
and it looked really nice.
Being beekeepers, my head says to me now, I would try and use the colours that represent the hive, but then they actually might be a bit brown and stuff.
Well, Betsy Makes, Sam from Betsy Makes, she made one in one whole colour.
Yes.
And it was almost like this colour here.
I'll have to have a look.
It's so beautiful, it really is. It's really pretty.
Actually, it might look nice in a whirl.
Yes,
maybe not, because it wouldn't make the...
No, what's her name? Lottie and Albert.
Yes.
She did one in a whirl.
Did she? Does that look good?
And it does look nice, yeah.
Because you've actually got your specific sections, haven't you?
Yeah.
So it's like the bee's wings.
I could control the colour change, whereas you can't with a whirl.
No, that's right.
But I think that Sam from Betsy Makes, I think she dyed yarn herself and then just used like 3 skeins of it or something. Yeah, so
there we are. It's too hot to wear it today though.
It's a really warm shawl. And it's lovely, I really like it.
I look forward to seeing you in that now. You've just thrown that on the floor.
Well, kind of.
I need your help with something.
Okay.
Because as you know, I'm a hooker.
I really have to tell anyone.
I've got to stop using that phrase, haven't I? However, I am currently doing something that involves... Let me just turn the page. Tell me what it is. I'm calling it...
She's so much more organised than me.
Not really. Well, I've got to show you my pad now. I'm going to be a ponce now. Look! It says... Is it blowing out? It says Flora Honeypot. That's me.
You did that backwards.
Did I?
It's Flora Honeypot. It should be that way.
That way. So Flora Honeypot. Oh look, I've got a little... I've got to do it this way now as well.
You're showing off now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm getting into the flow now. Into the flow with Flora.
Right, flow.
There you go, look. Into the flow with Flora. There we go. I bought those yonks ago just because I could, you know. But hey ho. So I'm calling these. This is my first dabble at doing socks. First ever dabble.
Knitted socks.
Knitted. Gosh, knitting? What's that all about? Knitted socks. I'm calling it my winging it socks because that's literally what I'm doing. You know, none of this swatch thing and find out how many stitches
I don't
you need.
swatch for socks.
Well, I said to you, how many stitches have you cast on with? 64. It's good enough for me. That's fine. I don't whether they'll fit or not. I don't know. So
you've got to start somewhere, haven't you? I've tried lots of different socks before I got into the swing of it.
Well, I just thought, well, I'm not bothered if they don't work out. If they're a bit blotchy and don't match, I'm not really that bothered. So these are my 2 balls of yarn. I'm gonna. So this one here, this little pink darling, is Drops Fabel in colour 109. Plonk that back in Flora's basket. And this one, this one here, it's actually much nicer in real life. Is it blowing out? There we go. Oh yes, it was. So this is from Hedgerow yarns.
Oh, I love Jane's yarns.
Oh, it was gorgeous in the skein, but I like to do hand wound balls sometimes when I'm sitting at night. I kind of like.
Do you have a yarn swift, or do you
I've
just
got a
prefer
yarn swift. I just can't be bothered to get it out all the time. And
it's a bit of a faff, but
it is. And I sit there, and what I do is I tend to have the yarn draped round the skein, draped round the cushion, around a knee, and I'm sitting there doing this half the night. 20 minutes. I can have a skein.
It's quite satisfying, isn't it?
It is, and I just think it looks quite nice, really. So then I took your advice on the needles, and I got. I was telling you what that was first. That is her 75% Superwash Merino, 25% Nylon, and Martha's Vineyard. So another alcohol thing going on there. And then I'm using the higher sharps, which are 2.5mm, 23cm. That's 9 inches in old money. And
9-inch circulars.
9-inch circulars.
That's my needle of choice. I should have said that. I use 9-inch circular. How are you more professional than me? That's just not. That's just wrong.
I'm not professional at all.
I use 9-inch circulars too.
Yes, you do. It was your help that got me on this.
I know.
So I've actually got a sock coming on. So this is where we sound like I know it all. I've got a 2x2 rib. I've changed colour.
Hey, I didn't say that either. Damn.
You just go.
I'm just rubbish.
It looks like a little hood, look. So I've got a 2x2 rib, 64 stitches. I'm giving away trade secrets now, and I'm just enjoying just knit. I pricked myself a few times. I'm always bothered that the stitches are going to come off, but they're not. But I'm only making short socks because I don't actually like them with long legs. I don't want to wear them with long legs.
I don't make particularly long socks.
I've got to a heel though, and I don't know how to do the heel. So.
Mine's a 2x2 rib as well.
Is it? Yours is 2x2. Sock fight.
My rib's longer than your rib.
Yes, it is. Look, because I couldn't wait to change colour.
Yes.
Nice. So I'm going to do a shorty one.
See, that's long enough for me before I then go into the heel.
I think, yeah, I've gone shorter than you.
Oh, really? You're not going to make them slightly longer?
Well, I'll have to try yours on to see whether I like the fit first.
Yeah, try them on and then we'll have to knit a heel together.
Yeah, because at home I don't wear slippers or anything, and I'm a bit unusual as I don't generally like to walk around with nothing on my feet, so I have little trainer socks.
Oh yeah,
so trainer socks.
Have you seen the ones on Ravelry? There's a pattern. Is it called How I Roll or something?
Oh yes, I have. Yes.
It's a roll. You don't. There is no cuff like that. It just rolls at the top.
I saw that.
But I was worried that they might actually come off my feet.
Well, I was worried about that. Worried about them rolling all the way down to my heels. But having never knitted a sock before,
it's a good place to start.
Yeah,
that yarn is so gorgeous.
It is coming up so lovely, and there is a fleck in there of
the pink,
the dark pink. So I just thought, oh, I'm going to go for that contrast again. So I'm enjoying knitting socks. A sock. I will have a pair. It was on my to-do list for this year. I wanted to knit a cowl. Done it. I wanted to knit socks. I'm doing it. The other one was to use yarn from my stash, which I'm doing. The other one was to not buy any more yarn. Well, that.
Drink more gin.
You've got to put some jokes in there, haven't you? But not buy any more yarn.
Drink more gin?
No, it wasn't. I was probably drinking less, I should think. You've got a basket.
I've got a basket. Do you like?
I do like your basket.
Isn't it pretty?
Yeah. Can I fondle your basket?
It's really new. I've only bought it this week.
Did you really?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, we could have basket babies. If I can get mine, you're going to cut that bit out.
Yours is too big.
Basket babies.
Is that mummy and baby?
I've just snorted.
Mummy basket and baby basket.
It is, yeah. I like your basket.
Thank you.
There you go.
So in my basket, I put a photograph of this on Instagram yesterday, and I got lots of lovely comments about it. So this is my very small version of the Weekender blanket by SandraCherryHeart.
Oh.
And I just love it, and I had put it away in my craft room, and I actually forgot about it.
As you do.
And I was having a tidy the other day, and I found it, and I just fell in love with it all over again. It's so pretty, isn't it?
I think sometimes you need that though, don't you? Put something away, and when you go back to it, you just have so much more enthusiasm for it.
Definitely, yeah.
And then you
I must
crack
have
on
put it
then.
away for a reason, and I'm not sure why.
You're probably sewing.
I was probably sewing or getting into knitting, maybe.
Maybe.
Because I'm sure I haven't worked on this for about a year. But if anybody would like to know any more details about it, it is on my Ravelry page. I think I have put the colours that I'm using. If I haven't, I will update Ravelry as soon as. Because a few people have asked on Instagram which colours I'm using, so I will actually update that. So it's going to be kind of a lap size, I think, and it will have a nice border around the edge in this cream colour.
Lovely.
Sandra's done some nice borders on her blankets, so I'm just going to purloin one of her lovely designs.
I like that. Is that today's word? Purloin.
Yes, it is.
Purloin. Thank you. Today's word is brought to you by Caroline. It's purloin.
Would you like to hold that?
Yes, sorry.
So as you can see, now you see, my method, maybe it's the method that was slowing me down and I was getting a bit bored with it. I make lots of hexes.
That's what I do, make more first.
And then add them in.
Yeah.
Whereas some people crochet them in as they go.
Yeah, I haven't actually tried to do that. Frightens me if I'm
I was
honest.
going to ask you to help me, but clearly you're not going to be able to.
Oh dear. I've never done a
So,
join as you go thing.
I'm just going to carry on with what I've been doing. But because I've, it's...
Are they sewed in? Sewn, sorry.
Yeah, but with the same yarn, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I thought they might have been joined by crochet. I was going to say hooking.
No,
then.
I followed the pattern for these.
Yeah.
There's a great tutorial by Bella Coco on YouTube to show you how to make these hexes, and then she also shows you how to join them, and so I just followed her.
Well, I actually
tutorials.
like this idea because it gives you a real lovely outline ridge, which is a bit like when you're.
Show it a bit closer.
Sorry,
Sorry?
yes, beg your pardon, slacking. Which colour shall we show?
Your favourite.
Okay, one of my favourites. So there's actually a ridge here, so it makes it look like you've crocheted in the back loop only. It's kind of like makes a step, doesn't it?
Because I wanted it to be tighter,
darker one.
a tight honeycomb rather than loose.
I love that.
So I will continue definitely. And these yarns are just so pretty. So this is Rooster Almerino DK.
I love these.
And it's so squishy and soft and pretty.
This reminds me of Debbie Bliss, her
Absolutely.
Merino yarn,
Okay.
and the Rowan yarn. It's one of those really good quality, sumptuous, and they're really nice
really
to work
squishy,
with.
isn't it?
Yeah, really nice to work with.
That pink.
Feels
that pink
really
is
good
so
quality.
pretty.
I love that.
I do like pink.
Yes, we're both pink lovers, aren't we?
Yeah.
I like. That's very nice.
So yeah, I watch this space. I say that a lot, don't I? I will.
I think so.
I will continue with this because I love it.
You're going to have to now because you put it on the podcast.
I know.
And it's on Instagram.
See, that stresses me out as well. If I show half a finished object like a sock on here or put it on Instagram, I start to feel really stressed about it.
Oh, do you? I know,
Like,
don't
I've
you?
got to really quick and finish the next one now.
No.
And that's so silly, isn't it?
I
But
think it's
can't
because
help it.
some people are so quick at what they do, and other people. That's my tummy rumbling. So sorry. Other people are very slow. I don't think I ever watch anybody thinking, "Well, have you finished that yet?" You know, it's nice for people like me who aren't naturally knitters and trying to venture.
But you crochet quickly, don't you?
That's just from experience.
I am
But you
getting
see-
a lot quicker with my knitting.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I really like the 9-inch circulars, because you're literally just going round and round and round.
Yeah.
And you're not having to pull the cord through and change over to a different needle and so on. I found that. I've tried that. I've tried DPNs and that's definitely my
Circular needles,
favourite.
I have to say, is something that I'm really enjoying. It doesn't grow as fast. It's okay when you're doing just small socks because you go round and round and round. Before you know, it's like, whoa, I've done a bit. I wouldn't want to do a jumper or a big garment or anything like that. I just wouldn't have the patience for it. I did knit many moons ago. I was in my late teens at the time. And I did a couple of small things, but because you're doing it on normal needles, you know, the old-fashioned long ones, which you have to tuck under there, that's how you're taught, isn't it? I never did, they all go all over the place. my tension was so off that you would see where I picked it up and put it down each time.
Oh, right. Okay.
But I think because over the years I've got so used to doing the crochet and my technique of how I do it keeps my tension correct. I've noticed now that when I'm knitting, because I'm knitting on these circular needles, my tension's the same all through.
Okay.
And I'm really pleased with that.
That's good.
Because that's for me, that's an achievement.
And also for me, I don't know how to prevent this from happening, but when I use the larger cords, the longer cords, I've tended to get like a little strip down the side of the sock.
Right.
Where it's joined, and I didn't really like the look of it.
When you say longer cord, do you mean that where you sort of like pull it through? There's a method, isn't there? What do they call it? The loop method or something?
Magic loop.
Magic loop.
Magic loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it was because my tension was wrong, or I don't know. But I didn't like the look of the sock because it was like a line. Because obviously you have the front stitches on one needle, the back stitches on the other, and then the cord here. So when you knit along, then you change round to the other side, and then you've obviously got that little gap where you have to pull and make sure the yarn is not too loose. Maybe I wasn't pulling it tightly.
I watched a tutorial actually, I can't remember who it was. I did watch something on, just before I started doing this one last week, I watched a tutorial on YouTube and the lady was showing how she was doing her magic loop, and in fact, you know, it might have been Craft House Magic.
Oh, Ellie's, her
it was Ellie, I think, and she just gives it that little tug.
Oh, right.
And it actually brings it in.
Okay.
Yeah. So
there you go. Her tutorial wasn't available when I was doing it, which is why. So I if you, who was I watching who uses 9-inch circulars? Oh, Emma from Eldenwood Craft podcast. And she uses 9-inch circulars and she gets on really well with them, so I dropped her a message and said, what do you think, should I give it a try? And she said, yeah, definitely, and she loves them. I don't knit the toe on the 9-inch circulars, I do knit the heel, but I can only get, say if the toe is that long, I can get to about there, about halfway, and then I need to put the front and the back stitches on DP ends, otherwise it's stretching too much.
Right, okay.
And then just finish it off on the DP ends where there's about, I don't know,
so
12 stitches left.
I now need to get myself some higher sharps. DP ends.
Right. Oh, to do the
2.5 to do the toes, because I'm going on my hollybobs and I want to get that done.
I just use the bamboo needles because they're a bit cheaper.
Ah, okay.
And also I always have some bamboo needles in my project bags, because if I drop a stitch it's really easy to lift that stitch back up and through the loop and back onto your needle.
I've got bamboo skewers
my life. Although you were a crocheter, so
the bamboo skewers.
not the same. You could use a crochet hook to lift up a stitch anyway, if you dropped a stitch in knitting.
Oh,
so.
God forbid I actually drop a stitch. I'll have a holy sock. A laddered sock.
A holy sock.
A holy sock, darling. Oh, holy sock.
Oh, my goodness me. So,
I can see something else down there. Come on. Show and tell.
Show and tell. Right, I just wanted to say, quick shop update. There's one of these kits left in the shop if anybody's interested. This lovely yarn by Kate Celine.
It's all I can do not to take it home with me.
Crochet bag.
Yes.
Here, you can have it.
Oh, goodness, thanks, let me hold it.
Now, the listing is for a blue spot, but if you prefer a pink spot, I have plenty of pink fabric left, so just let me know if in the comments if you do purchase it, and say whether you prefer the pink or not. And I'm happy to do that.
This is just my colours, and this little stitch marker. Is this Chapel
View Crafts?
Chapel View Crafts. I mean,
it's
it's got little sprinkles on top.
Oh, it's so cute.
So lovely. That's going in Flora's basket. Best hand it back.
Right. So, I have a shop update planned for Thursday, the 12th of July at 7 p.m. And in that update is going to be a new style of Sybil the Sheep bags.
I can see it.
There's Sybil. Hi, Sybil.
Hello, Sybil.
Now, these are my Christmas Sybil the Sheep bags. So I have decided this year to do a surprise Christmas box. This is what the box will look like. little box tied with a ribbon.
Pretty ribbons.
Christmassy ribbons. And in this box will be one of these lovely bags. There's a pocket inside and a little hook to keep your... I don't know if I'll be able to show that.
Have a fiddle there.
Have a fiddle. There we go.
Yes.
Little ribbon and a hook to keep progress keepers. And inside will be a Sybil the sheep bag, some yarn dyed by a very special friend who I'm not going to reveal anything just yet.
It's not me. I don't dye yarn.
So there will be some lovely yarn, and there will be some other little goodies, and they're all going to be wrapped up individually. It's not an advent calendar. It is just a surprise Christmas box.
Yes.
So you could, you know, have one for yourself, or you could give one away for Christmas to a friend who loves knitting or crochet. And this bag, normally I make bags with a boxed bottom, but this one is just a flat bag, no boxed bottom. And it's Sybil on the go.
It's Sybil on the go.
Sybil on the go. That's
I
what
love
it's
that.
going to be called, because this is the perfect kind of bag to put into your handbag when you are out and about.
When you're on the go.
On the go. So yeah, that's my new style. There'll be, you know, a few of these in my Etsy shop
I like
over
the
the
stripe
summer.
on the back as well.
And oh yes,
The back detail.
don't know if you can see that. Just a little detail on the back.
So it's not plain on the back. I love that.
And that's a little stipple on the front. And this is Liberty fabric, obviously.
Obviously, you can
All my
tell.
Sybils are different Liberty fabrics.
I love that.
What else do I need to say about that? I don't know.
There's going to be some surprises inside.
Definitely some lovely surprises.
So really, what you need to be doing is buying two. So it's one for yourself and one for a friend. Because, you know, how many of us nowadays at our age, you kind of like get forgotten at Christmas, don't you?
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
why I organised this Christmas swappy thing last year.
Yeah.
Because you've got to treat yourself. You want something under the tree that you know you're going to really just enjoy opening.
Yes.
If you can resist and open it on Christmas morning, that is.
So there will be a limited number in my Etsy shop on Thursday the 12th of July, because it's going to take me quite a while to make them all, and they will ship out in October, so that you will receive them well in time for Christmas, and then if you want to gift them, then you've got time to post them on if you need to.
Perfect.
So yeah, that's my
Very pretty.
yeah.
Love it. That's very nice. I've got to have a slurp.
Okay, have a slurp.
Quick slurp.
I think we need to just sort the camera out. Back in a mo. So, have you shown everything you'd like to show? Yarn related?
You kinky woman.
Sorry, let's start again. You're going to put that in, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'm not editing that out.
Thank you. Oh, I don't know, I'm going to cough now.
I really hope you've enjoyed this episode.
Yes,
It's been a little mad.
fun.
But great fun. We've really, really enjoyed recording it, haven't we?
We have. We've
And
talked so much. I've got cold tea.
I know. I'm just thinking, shall I have a slurp?
I'm
But
not
it's a
gonna.
bit
I'm not
cold.
gonna go for it. I'll go for the tonic instead.
Oh, it's too cold.
No, fresh. I think we need a fresh Earl Grey now.
So I think it's time to
Is this where we go all professional
say
now?
goodbye.
Thank you so much for inviting me to be on your podcast, Caroline.
It's time to say goodbye.
Goodbye, farewell, say adieu.
Well, really well done if you've stayed with us till the end.
Yes.
Because this has just been crazy. So see you soon.
Bye. Let's do that again. Yeah, okay. Calling ourselves today Thelma and Louise, and then I realised that they do that. Oh no, I look.
I just look like my nana.
Thanks. I look like I'm going into church or something in Malta or somewhere like that. No, you can't say that.
Don't say that.
No, you can't say that. No, don't. Are you not organised, or are you organised now?
I wasn't going to sneeze.
Don't sneeze. I have checked my nose for bogies though. And my teeth for bits of breakfast.
Are we camera ready? You know, you realise we're doing this because we're nervous.
Yeah. Oh, we're putting it off, aren't we?
I know.
You do realise it's filming, don't you?
Yep.